So let's talk about this Micah Parsons back injury. We got some information yesterday from Adam Schefter. He went into more details about exactly what's going on. And here was shared from Packers ESPN reporter Rob Demovsky in an article who said yesterday, new Green Bay Packers defensive end Micah Parsons has been dealing with an L4, L5 facet joint sprain in his back, and he may receive an injection before Sunday's game against the Detroit Lions if needed to help him play, sources told ESPN's Adam Schefter on Monday. Before trading Parsons last week, the Dallas Cowboys prescribed him a 5-day course of prednisone, an anti-inflammatory corticosteroid, to help him recover from back tightness. They also had him on a physical therapy program. Parsons practiced with the Packers on Monday for the first time, and according to several players at practice, he was a limited participant. Parsons is trying to play in Sunday's regular season opener against the Lions at Lambeau Field, although one source told Schefter it still is not certain if he will. If he plays, he would do so 8 days after he was traded to Green Bay for 2 first-round picks and defensive tackle Kenny Clark. So there's no doubt that it would be much nicer if the player who you just traded for, who you're paying $47 million per year, was not dealing with a back injury. Not an ideal circumstance, but I think my main takeaway, when you look at the fact that the Packers, he had his physical, he passed the physical with the Packers, and looking at Parsons, looking at his back, and the Packers, medical staff looking at his back, they were still willing to make the trade. And so I just don't think that Brian Gutekunst and the Packers front office are ones to take a big risk on a player who they think, if they thought he had some serious concerns with his back, I don't see them being willing to just easily trade away 2 first-round picks in Kenny Clark and then give him $47 million per year. First off, that sort of shows me that the Packers don't think it's super serious, because if they thought it was super serious, there is no chance that they would have done this and then given Micah Parsons the deal that they gave to him. And it sounds like there's a chance he plays Sunday. We don't know for sure if he's going to play, but he may, get some kind of injection before the game so he's able to play through it. And I did come across 2 doctors on Twitter who share information, their thoughts on, football injuries, what they see. And of course, everyone has a different opinion, but I thought these guys' opinions were interesting. So first off, here we have from David Chow, an ex-NFL head coach who was a doctor in the NFL for 17 years. And he said this on X: much different situation than Matt Stafford. Nerve is not involved here. Would technically be a facet joint injection, which is similar but different from epidural. Expect Micah Parsons to play through. Here we have from this doctor, he expects him to play through it. And then here we also have from Jesse Morse, who is a sports medicine physician. He says on X, Micah Parsons, he's dealing with a sprained facet joint at the L4, L5 level. While still annoying and can be painful, this is much better diagnosis than a herniated disc. Given the amount of energy and force that he generates during his rushing attempts, this is likely where the majority of the translational energy is going from his upper to his lower body and vice versa. An epidural, where cortisone is injected into this area, can be helpful, but often only a temporary solution. Parsons would benefit from some really good physical therapy, OMM, and eventually re-strengthening the individual lumbar ligaments with stem cells. At the end of the day, this injury is almost always due to a combination of multiple ligaments being weaker or injured, leading to this problem. More annoying than concerning. So my main takeaway looking at both of those doctors, the first saying he expects him to play through, and then the second saying more annoying than concerning. And the fact, as I already brought up, the Packers were willing to give him this massive deal, bring him into Green Bay after looking at his back. It just makes me feel like it's not going to be an issue that is super concerning long term. Now, of course, things can always get more complicated and a player can aggravate an injury. But in this situation, it sounds to me like, based on these differing, the different information that has come out, that it's something that he's going to be able to play through, and we'll see specifically on Sunday if he's ready to go. I think the added element there is that he hadn't really been, practicing with the Cowboys as he was waiting for a new contract. And so not only his back issue, but also the fact that he hadn't been practicing, it makes you wonder if the Packers fully want to put him out there in week 1. It would make sense if he was on a limited snap count, but maybe they say to themselves, you know what, we want him to prepare a little bit more and ramp up a little more before he goes and plays. I guess that's possible, and so we'll keep an eye on this and sort of see if anything else develops. We'll probably get more information in the next few days about Parsons and his status and things like that. If you would like more Packers news, feel free to subscribe down below, and I'll see you guys next time.